Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another capsule selection. Today, I have another terrific vibe for you guys. This is a very stellar list, I believe, for the up and coming seasoning, up and coming occasions where we're going to be out in public, we're going to be out in lounges, we're going to be out in bars. This is a season for celebration and celebrating what we're going to do. These are fragrances that will take you from parties in New York City all the way down to the warmer weather of Miami Beach and beyond. These are great fragrances in this collection of loungewear, evening, sexy and sophisticated, masculine-leaning fragrances that have a unisex, masculine-leaning appeal that you will not be put in any uncomfortable circumstance with. You're going to smell fantastic because here we are representing today, diving into this curated list of fragrances that are tailor-made for a sophisticated gentleman. These are the scents that command attention in lounge settings, point blank, period, full stop. They captivate women with the allure that they have. They come from powerhouse brands like Jacques, Roger Parfums, the Harmonious, and Fragrance du Bois. All in this lineup, all about elegant sophistication and sexy loungewear appeal. Versatility, undeniable charm. Let's explore and make this list one for the ages. Talk about what must have in your collection. There's something on this list for that. If this sounds like the type of content you think you'll enjoy, pull up a seat, pour a glass, and of course, let's enhance. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Dry Down, the lifestyle channel where we as enthusiasts aspire to enhance and elevate our olfactive sensory experiences through the understanding of the different aromas, facets, and nuances of scent, cigars, and wines. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to today's experience. Today, we are going to dive right into this list of captivating, sophisticated, and sexy charm-filled fragrances for the fall and winter season. They have an appeal, like I stated in the prologue, from Miami all the way up to New York. So cool weather temperatures, warm weather temperatures, these create a mix. And today I'm going to start out with one of the fan favorites and most crowd-pleasing scents in the fall lineup for everyone. This is Roger Parfums Creation E, or Enigma, depends on where you come from. This particular scent is one that's been in my collection for ages. It's a composition that's about cognac and sweet spices that dominate the opening. It is one that has a heartbeat of just beautiful tobacco and floral notes that give it a crazy appeal for any loungewear, any setting where you want to be sophisticated, anywhere you want to be charming and alluring. It has a rich and balsamic base of vanilla and ambergris that it culminates itself to its richness of benzoin, and it just comes off flawlessly. The uniqueness of this one is the masterful blend of the boozy sweetness and smoky accords. It's a bold statement that lasts long on the skin, leaving an unforgettable impression, as I love to say, on any person. The wearability on this is very perfect. It can be moderate to intimate, but it's very appealing for this particular style of scent. It's one that you want to wear in a nightcap or elegant setting, but also in that lounge where you're going to be around sophisticated individuals. So if you're a lawyer, a doctor, and real estate investor, up and coming tech savant, this is a perfect fragrance in your 30s, 28 to 35 and up. You're going to be very unique. You're going to be sexy. You're going to be fine as you wear this particular scent. The demographic, like I stated, it's a daring fragrance. So the individual is one who's charismatic, and women are drawn to this intoxicating perfume and his warmth. So once again, Creation E by the House of Roger Parfums is a great one to start this particular list with, and I know that you're going to get plenty of wear with this one. So once again, Creation E by the House of Roger Parfums. Beautiful cognac boozy fragrance. Gentlemen, next up I have one here from a very unique house out of London. This is Elegance. This is the fragrance Heart. It is a composition that is built around sweet, warm, green herbal top notes that are very just becoming. They are unique in its facets of aromatic takes, but they culminate to this beautiful transition, which carries a plum from the top note into this beautiful heart of Balkanese or Balkan tobacco and geranium. A fantastic, phenomenal wearing fragrance that has a lot of appeal to it. It's resting on the base of a Papanax and rums, so you can see where this type of fragrance can go. It can take you as one that has a fougere style opening, very aromatic, very green, but it has its uniqueness in the way its facets come across, so that it's warm and sweet and intoxicating when it dries down. One of the best dry downs in my collection comes from this scent. This is one, like I stated, the uniqueness with the accords in this one are the earthy, floral, and woody appeal, the accords that go with that. It creates I would say somewhat of a regal elegance in this one. So the sillage, moderate to strong. I love the way the sillage is on this one. It's one that lingers, and the dry down is the most special part of this, as I stated. It's one that's ideal for me for settings that are like upscale lounges, very upscale lounges. Even some dinner bars. So you go to some of these fine restaurants and they have the bar setting. It's very, very well suited for that particular occasion when you want to go and be in that arena. It's especially great wearing for cool weather, which we are in right now. And it's a refined, elegant fragrance that really reflects the fine and elegance appeal of the man wearing this particular scent. So if you exude quiet, confidence, and timeless style, this is the particular scent for you. It will go off beautifully. The myrrh in the base is also one that starts to come up with that popping accent, just comes off so gorgeous wearing. It is very, very well suited for this particular list, because one thing I love to wear is a nice fougere, but when you take it up a notch with that the combination of unique sweet benzoin and myrrh in the base, while that added plum stays with it and veils it, while the mid has that tobacco, this is a very phenomenal scent to have in your collection. So once again, Heart from the House of Elegance UK, very, very gorgeous, exclusive scent. This is one that Julian Rasquinet made, and I don't think, I've tried to smell as many of Julian Rasquinet's fragrances, and I don't think he's made this particular scent profile for another company yet. So if you do see it on the market, grab it, because it is one of his masterpieces. Once again, Elegance Heart. Ladies and gentlemen, next up on the list, one fragrance from the house of Roger Parfums. As you will tend to see on this list, I'm going with a lot of high-profile fragrances, high-profile fragrance houses. These are niche fragrances that really set a tone for your collection. If you are one who's into designer, I can understand if you have seen these at high price points, but on the market today, we find a lot of gray market pricing, and that's nothing wrong with these bottles, nothing wrong with ever picking up a scent from a gray market, especially a reputable one. These are fragrances that really make a collection wonderful. And so if you have the chance and opportunity, if you are a fan of tobacco, you've seen some boozy fragrances to start out. Now you're going to see a few of the tobacco and spicy fragrances to go into the next layer of this particular collection and curated list. So for me, Roger Parfums has created one of the better takes on a fresh tobacco that you can wear in warmer temperatures. So if you're out in Vegas, you're out in Miami, you're out in Southern California, and you want a tobacco fragrance that smells a bit fresh, a bit inviting, with an aromatic take, this is the particular scent for you guys. Manhattan is the one that was meant to set the scene for a bar in Manhattan. He took a trip to the city of New York, felt like it was something he wanted to capture in the perfume, and the essence that he picked up was the one in the lounge he was sitting in, and that is exactly what Manhattan represents. It's a beautiful take on vanilla, rich patchouli, rich tobacco, a warm, cool, or warm benzoin, and a cool, inviting coconut note inside this particular scent. It's one that is a very beautifully blended masterpiece with a lot of depth and creativity to a tobacco scent. It has some heliotrope in it, so it has a little bit of an almond take as well. So when it comes to the scent profile, you will see, if you go to look up, why this has been rated at an 8.5 out of 10 on most databases that rate fragrances and review fragrances, because this is one of those scents that really captures when it opens, when it goes to the mid and transitions to the base. Manhattan is the one that captures the energy of Manhattan with a great sophistication and that cosmopolitan feel, that cosmopolitan lifestyle that you want to capture and radiate because of the balance of aromatic, floral, and woody takes on this particular scent. This one has one of the unique styles of sillage and projection, because the way that this one comes off, you will have a strong yet refined take on the opening, how it comes off the skin and radiates very, very high. It begins to mellow out, then comes a moderate projection that leaves an elegant trail on you. And that sillage trail is one that really, really begins to pick up because of the way that the base layers of floral components, meaning like jasmine and heliotrope, extend the trail with the nuances of the tobacco. And so it becomes the ideal wear for anybody who wants to have something of a tobacco freshness in a cooler season, but has some warmth around them. As I stated, New York, Nevada, LA, Miami, the Carolinas, when you're in that warmer temperature and want something with depth and heft to a tobacco scent, Manhattan is the one for you guys. Very refined fragrance, very refined elegance. It's one who appreciates timeless elegance and a touch of urban edge, and that's exactly how you want to wear this particular scent. That is Manhattan by the House of Roger. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting down to some of the most handsome lady killers on my list. Each one of these fragrances, they have appeal, they have edge, they have sophistication, they have charm, they have sexiness, they have uniqueness, and they have ultimately that alluring factor. When it comes to Straight to Heaven, this has been out for centuries, it feels like, in the fragcom, but you can never go wrong with a fragrance that has been on list year after year after year. And this is one. Straight to Heaven by the House of By Kilian is one of those compositions that is well suited for this particular style and list. It is one that is just a beautiful combination of rum, dried fruits dominating the open, to a beautiful woody cedar mid and patchouli base that has a little bit of a musk touch to it. And it just sings and sings and sings personified sophistication and appeal. I have mine in the uniquely made, and as you can see, it's been battered and bruised because I take this on every vacation with me, just as I take its brother in the night. This is a great combination of fragrances to have. This one is great for loungewear. It's very sophisticated. The sillage and projection is beautiful because it has a unique intimate impact, and that's one that you want to have for ideal close encounters when you're in more of a bubble that has a bigger congregation around you. The uniqueness, the boozy woody notes are very, very gorgeous, and it has an offering of seductive masculinity, which you want in a fragrance because of that rum, patchouli, and cedar mix. It works well year round, but I'm telling you, if you take this one into a fall setting where it has that lounge appeal that you want to be in somewhere sophisticated, north or south, you're going to be great smelling like this particular scent. It's a very, very modern and artistic take on patchouli and rum that I love to wear. This one here, I would say, is for that guy who has a mysterious edge about him, a mysterious sensibility, and he has a sensual profile about himself. He carries himself in such a way that has that standoffishness, but very much so has a great personality when he opens up, because he knows he can be a crowd pleaser when he opens up his personality. Straight to Heaven is one that is gorgeous wearing. I think you all should get your nose on this as well, because it is one, like I stated, year after year, time after time, it comes off elegant, sophisticated, and charming for a sexy night out. Once again, Kilian's Straight to Heaven. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I got a fragrance here by the House of the Harmonist. This is the fragrance Sunforce. Sunforce is one that I've picked up in my collection after going through a nice little trip to Neiman Marcus. Gave you an immediate connoisseur's conversation about this particular scent, because to me, this is one that radiates the perfect balance of a vacation fragrance and a home fragrance. And what I mean by that is that the way that this one comes off, reminiscent to when I first sprayed it, the name gave the yin and yang effect to me, because this one smells of a very similar, just a wonderful fragrance in my collection, De La Nuit, or La Nuit de l'Homme, from the House of YSL. The way that they blended this very gorgeous, bright yet dark cardamom accord and note is just gorgeous. This is one, stated factually, it's one that radiates with an opening of pomelo and a spicy saffron with a nice hint of bright, luxurious rose in it. So it's one that is not a slouch when it comes to an opening of inviting vibrance. The heart is where this fine fragrance it tends to change its composition viewpoint, on my honest opinion. It's what it does in the mid. It takes the blend of saffron, nutmeg, and a nice honeyed olibanum frankincense accord and turns that into this beautiful golden, sweet, warm, resinous feel that carries it to the base of a rich, grounding base of sandalwood, smoky musk, and a little bit of benzoin. To me, this is one of the best fragrances, note-wise, scent profile-wise, and composition breakdown-wise, that you can put on and go anywhere in a warm temperature setting this time of year, and also take it on your travels if you're north or south in any direction, because it's one that has, like I stated, a very unique approachability because of the solar effect of the fragrance that just perfectly captures the warmth and energy of what they're stating being the sun, but also has this dark edge because of the balance in it is so gorgeously done through the mid to the base. This is one that has a little bit of a more moderate projection take on it, so it's not one that screams because it is extrate, but it is one that has a great longevity and an excellent aura around you. And so the wearability on this one is very versatile for seasonality, and it kind of transcends what I mean about the actual effect of being north or south, because this could be a year-round fragrance for any gentleman and lady in this particular list. So this is one that has a great composition, very charismatic, very understated luxury smell. It's one that has a creamy, woody dry down, and then it pairs itself well in warmth and cool, captivating temperatures. So it's one that has a drawing of compliments, and it's one that has a unique and approachable sensibility to it, and it's a beautiful fragrance from the House of Harmonious. This is the scent Sun Force. Great fragrance that you need to get your nose on. Next up on the list, gentlemen, ladies, it's one I said I would touch on it. I immediately got into my bag about how I would make a list, and this is the one fragrance on this list that made me particularly put this particular vibe together. You guys know I love Roger Parfums. This scent here, while its unique factor is a pastry accord for the gourmand twist on the oud, it is one that I am very particularly drawn to because of its compliment factor. This scent profile for me, it comes with a unique scent profile, and the uniqueness is this one is one that comes from one of my very favorite perfumes in the world, which is also dubbed by Roger, which is Perfume de la Nuit No. 3. This has a very, very similar essence, and I must repeat that after stating that in my last video. If you want de la Nuit No. 3 or something in that compositional take, this is not one to shy away from, because the Sweetie AOUD, how terrible the name is, it does not reflect exactly how this fragrance goes off, as the namesake says. It's the one that I stated has a gourmand twist because of a patisserie accord, but it's ultimately a very unique, sweet, woody, spicy, and resinous fragrance that has a true standout ability and quality to it. It has a strong and enveloping, bold and brash sillage and projection, and it's one that just comes off with so much fulfilling ecstasy because of the brightness of the opening that grounds itself against that patisserie accord that's slightly sweet and bready, but then it's that resinous spiciness that goes into what Roger Parfums are known for. Just a gorgeous wearing, spicy, sweet, warm, resinous fragrance. It's captivating. It's for the confident individual, of course, but it's a daring gentleman fragrance that is very, very sweet, smoky, and it is blended just irresistibly. I think that you guys should get your nose on this in the colder temperatures. It possibly would not work in the ideal form of being in a Miami club or lounge, but up north, Midwest, Chicago, the Dakotas, when you're out, this is one of the favorite fragrances to put on because it is just that good. Trust the recommendation when you hear this, and you kind of see it, man. It's one of those fragrances that really touched and pulls the heartstrings of women too. So that the profile on this one, it gets them coming. The nose just can't lie. They love this particular scent. So Roger Parfums Sweetie AOUD is one to get your nose on for this particular lounge, sexy, sophisticated appeal. Get your nose on it, guys. Again, we gonna go into the bag, man. One of the best fragrances from the house of VANILLE. This is Regent Leather. Regent Leather is one that I've recommended many times on the list, guys. This is not a fragrance that you should shy from. This is one that you should really be having on your radar as an ASAP sample, because this one here is a strikingly beautiful opening of zesty, the zest of lemon with a spice of cardamom. Smells like there's slightly a bit of hazelnut in this one as well to me. It has a rich and opulent blend of saffron, cardamom, and jasmine in the mid. Just brings in this added depth and creativity of sexual, sensual, and sophisticated aura. Then it just becomes dominated by this luxurious, beautiful leather accord that is complemented with a sweet, sexy, almost cake-like churchy patchouli accord. Just one of the better fragrances on the market when it comes to this particular scent profile. Now, this is one, if you're eager to find something that smells of no one else, this is one of those fragrances that I have not smelled any take on in anyone else's catalog of fragrances. It's a very unique leather fragrance that has a very masterfully done balance of rugged masculinity while it has refined elegance. Gorgeous wearing. So the master play in this one and the interplay in this one is one that has that spicy floral touch with a leathery nuance that is created with bold magnetism and a signature scent of cardamom, leather, and labdanum. Get your nose on this particular scent. Great sillages on this one. A moderate longevity to me. I would say moderate in the 6 to 7 hour mark, making it a fragrance that you may have to reapply if you're going somewhere for long term. If you want that sensual opening in that mid, which is the better part of this one. The dry down is gorgeous, of course, but that opening in mid is one that just sings and captivates the noses. If it's one that you want for that particular arena, I would say carry the bottle or get you a decant form and put it in there for travel after 6 to 7 hours. But then it's one of those fragrances. The wearability, best suited for cooler weather. Seasonality, fall, winter, especially fall and winter. This is one that has that ideal lounge setting for formal evenings, for upscale events, and a gentleman's night out with the fellas just killing it, because it's a compliment factor fragrance. It's one who, if you're a guy who appreciates sophisticated and daring scents, this is one for you, full stop. Get your nose on Regent Leather by the House of VANILLE. We're going to keep the train rolling, fellas. This list is coming together with some of the most sophisticated, sexy loungewear fragrances. So next up on the list, a beautiful one from the House of Roger Parfums. This is the fragrance Pierre de Valet, the Oud, one that I introduced to you guys 2 years ago. It's a very, very opulent, rich smelling oud fragrance with a lot of spicy, floral, heady notes that are very, very gorgeous. It opens with an exotic burst of smoky incense, a complementary note of sweet, dry nuance of cinnamon and cardamom spice, featuring a very gorgeous, lush floral bouquet in the mid that has jasmine and an elegant layer of resinous labdanum. While at the base of it, where you get the best performance from this particular scent, is the magnetic oud, sandalwood, cedar, and a rounded ambergris accord that just comes off beautifully with creamy, animalic warmth, very sensual, very sexy fragrance. Highly refined scent for those who like bold, long-lasting fragrances, and it's one that has a great take on versatility because of the fragrance that's suited, if you ask me, for both north and south, because it has a certain uniqueness of year-round qualities and sensibilities. It's one that I think should go off well in anyone's particular category of wanting something different, off the beaten path, but has some similarities of Roger Parfums, because this is a Roger formulated scent that go off as a, it's some of his best work come from like scents like Diaghilev. If you want Diaghilev in a masculine formulation, the Oud is one I would think that you should get your nose on, because the Diaghilev Chypre is one that I think has been derived and turned into this particular scent as an oud and spiced elevation, and it's a gorgeous wearing fragrance and a compliment factor fragrance as well. So if you are one that has a particularly love and lust for bold and exotic scents, this is one for you to get your nose on. Once again, the Oud from the House of Roger Parfums, penned Pierre de Valet. Get your nose on it. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, we got the House of just Les Indomptables. The scent is Les Indomptables' Vanilla Van. One that I should not have to put on your radar at all, but one I will put on this list to give you guys the notion that this one is one of the sexier fragrances on the market when it comes to tobacco blended perfectly. This is cacao, this is tobacco, this is rum, this is gorgeous, this is Egyptian jasmine. This is a blend of spiced sprum, the dried fruits, and an aromatic tobacco leaf that is creamy, boozy, and first impressionable is crazy. This is one that has a beautiful heart, introducing the vanilla, and it is balanced with its sweetness that is never over the top. It's very much so a cocoon of ecstasy. It's one that very gorgeously lays on the skin. It is anchored by a sweet warm vetiver, spicy earthy sweet warm vetiver with a resinous myrrh inside of this and a whisper of a sophisticated leather accord. All these things are not listed, but you can very much so predict and derive these particular notes if you're interested and have just gone into breaking down fragrances. You can smell everything in this one that is not listed, and they are some of the very best when it comes to a scent profile. Very beautifully crafted gourmand tobacco fragrance. I think all you should just have in your collection, full stop. This is one that has the great interplay of sweet vanilla, boozy nuances, and smoky accords that go off phenomenally with a great moderate to strong sillage cloud with an excellent longevity, and the scent is just one that lingers with a beautiful just great accommodation for lounge settings. Gorgeous scent. It's the one that is guys who want magnetic fragrances, guys who want to be drawn to, guys who want to be approached, because if you're a shy person, don't wear this particular scent out. You will be having a lot of issues if you're a shy gentleman wearing this particular scent. So if you're one who has an aura of community that you want people around you, this is the one for you, especially in a lounge setting. Vanilla Van, get your nose on it. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I have a beautiful fragrance from the House Merchant of Venice, and this is VINEGIA 21, a very beautiful, spicy, opening of bergamot and pink pepper really resides and blended well with a sparkling freshness of elemi resin in the top. Just comes off very, very gorgeous in this particular scent, with a very creamy sandalwood and cedar note that go into a very beautiful layered akigali wood in the base to mid composition, and it's just sexy and luxurious with the way the oud and myrrh provide a smoky resinous dry down to this one. A lot of spices, a lot of woody patchouli, some praline is very, very gorgeous in this particular scent. It's one that has a very well done refined balance between fresh spices, creamy woods, sweet smokiness, and a modern yet timeless signature of that gourmand take for masculine skin. Moderate projection on this one, so spray heavy if you want a great big a very large profile around you, or a trail that is very long. But at the end of the day, when you want something more moderate, more sexy, more appealing, as the one that you want to be cozy inside of a lounge, but when you're going to sit inside of a booth with your lady, this is the one for you guys. This is the one that has the best wearability for an evening of sex appeal for you and your lady to wear and be cohesive and just sexy, sexy, sexy. It's one that has a great, great, great elegance and subtlety to it. The complexity on this one, phenomenal. The smoky, woody profile is one that you want on your skin, and one that goes non-stop in any occasion in loungewear. Sophisticated, quiet, yet discerning, and beautiful, beautiful to wear in the fall and winter wear season. VINEGIA 21 pops on some lists for a reason, because it is that good. Get your next up, ladies and gentlemen, I have Fragrance Du Bois Voyage à Paris. Voyage à Paris, man, this one, I love this particular scent nowadays, man. This is one that has some of the best profiles from a new and upcoming perfumer, has put together a great fragrance. This is one that opens up with a delicate yet vibrant blend of orange blossom, rum, and tagate flowers that is slightly citrusy but spicy and tart. Then transitions to a beautiful mid of lush tobacco and divana that is just, I mean, unstoppably gorgeous. It is one that has a lot of creamy profile notes from jasmine and a sensual profile note in the mid from vanilla. Deep, sensual. The dry down is the most phenomenal of all dry downs from the house of Fragrance Du Bois to me now. It's one that even beats out Blue, Oud Blue Intense when it comes to the dry down of their fragrances. This is one, and I mean Oud Blue Intense is one of my very favorite fragrances, and this one is starting to beat it out. The way it smells, the way it comes across with that honey divana mixture, then goes to that oud, vanilla, and oak base with a little bit of patchouli, adding a green yet sweet warm effect to the base. A romantic, luxurious scent with floral, woody compounds, ambery facets that's just gorgeous. The balance of the florals, the oud, the sophisticated allure of the creaminess, and the divana greenness, along with that honey accord, phenomenal. It is an excellent wear. It is perfect for romantic settings, and it is one that has an upscale appeal, and even for black tie events you can wear this particular scent to. But that profile, that loungewear profile, just a phenomenal scent that you cannot go wrong with. Very sex appealing, very phenomenal wear, an idea for fall and winter wear in lounge settings with a nice cardigan, nice turtleneck sweater, blazer, even some. You could even take this into a realm where you're just wearing a nice layered cashmere jogger. It kills it because it's a casual yet refined effect to this one that just goes off so well, man. This is one that's one of my new babies. It's been around for a couple years, but when I say one that I really, really pull for now more than ever, Voyage of Paris is one that's really doing it. Very charismatic gentleman fragrance. Values quality, values refinement, and vows sensual fragrances for wearing in loungewear settings. This is one that is worthy, particularly for those in intimate settings and they're going out. Great fragrance, one that you get your nose on. Once again, Voyage à Paris by the house of Fragrance Du Bois. I wanted to add a quick one, man. So for me, the way I want to wear fragrances, the way that I've come across in wearing my fragrances, the way that I choose, pick, and ultimately evaluate when I want to wear something and how I want to wear it. The scent Homme Anniversary from Xerjoff is one. As I sat today making this list up and thinking what I want to say about these particular fragrances, Homme is a fragrance that I think has a unique sensibility to it. It's one that is done with the utmost of care when I think about the blending from the house of Xerjoff. This is a scent that is not for everyone. But when I say it's just one of the very best masculine mossy smelling, cheaper smelling fragrances that has some of the best smooth quality leather that I've ever smelled. They've done a phenomenal job with this one. Like I stated, this is not for everyone. This is for one who has I would say this, if you're building your wardrobe and you've gotten to about 60 fragrances or so and you're up in that class, that's when I would start looking for this one. If you're in your 30s, 45 and up, I would say take this when you've got a collection and you're looking to have a refined black tie fragrance for lounges, and just when you want to wear something suited, you want to wear your finest attire that you have in your collection. The refinement on this particular scent, the composition is just beautiful. It's leathery, it's citrus, creamy, spicy, and woody. It has a very well connotated breakdown of lemon mousse in the opening with bergamot and tarragon spice. That herbal aromatic tarragon is one of the very best in my collection when it comes to a ambery, sweet, warm, herbaceous fragrance that has the tarragon. One that does not get used enough in my honest opinion. Then it goes into a beautiful mid of leather and orange blossom with some spicy clove and a sweet tonka bean, and it's drying down to a candied vanilla and moss. This one here is one, if you're looking for a very, very particularly refined fragrance that has masculine nuances, sensible, appealing, and very, very, I cannot repeat this enough, refined. When I mean this is a luxurious fragrance, this is not casual in any setting, any way, shape, or form. This is luxury. This is Roja's HOMME Anniversary. Just one I want to get a tidbit on. One I didn't want to put on the list really because I want to get more awareness from it. But as I sampled it and I bought the bottle, it's one that I must put on list to let you guys know that it is out there if you are that type of gentleman looking for that type of scent. Roja's HOMME is a beautiful, beautiful, leathery, chypre style of fragrance with that moss. It just smells clean, elegant, and refined. Once again, HOMME from the house of Xerjoff, the anniversary edition. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my video for you guys today. I hope as always you guys got something entertaining and educational from this particular list, because as you know, I enjoy putting out these lists for us to all enjoy understanding these compositions, breaking them down the best I can from my knowledge and my senses, and giving you something of a wear that you can have as a wardrobe builder, a captivating confidence builder, and something ultimately off the beaten path and or unlike anyone around you in the lounge today. These are sexy fragrances, all the way from the beautiful booziness and intoxicating appeal of Creation E, the elegance of Elegance Heart, the beauty and regality of HOMME Anniversary, all refined scents to go into the loungewear setting and evening wear setting that just go off sophisticated and sexy. So, if this was content that you enjoyed, all I ask that you ever do is hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment below about how you love these fragrances or not, and let me hear your opinion, because I am one who loves to learn from you guys as well. Until next time, until next video, you guys have a beautiful, beautiful holiday weekend. I will see you sophisticated gentlemen in the next video. Be well, be blessed. Talk to you soon.